In the mid-1990s, spurred by shrinking trade barriers and improved technologies, the time was right for globalization and harmonization. Europe led the way.
The international standards, the IEC standard, especially the general standard IEC 61508, was the basic standard for the design, development of safety-related programmable systems. This standard was developed in international working groups.
What really happens in today's world is that compliance with regulation in any country is a given. And the higher level that you now strive for on getting common globally is conformance to harmonized standards that with risk assessment will give you what top management is asking for.
In this changing world, technology often surpasses the standards. But more recently, standards are responding with rapid change as well.
Here in the United States, the safety landscape began to change as early as 1999 with standards for robots, RIA 15.06. One of the most significant things was the risk analysis requirement that came out of that updated standard.
The second major change was NFPA 79 in 2002. Still somewhat unknown, this standard signals a major change for OEMs and end users. In the past, the standards precluded use of automation, and safety had to be hardwired. But in 2002, NFPA 79 safety standards were rewritten to be simpler. As a result, companies are moving from hardwired dedicated safety to the Integrated Safety PLC. Astec Industries, based in Chattanooga, Tennessee, moves America from rock to road, building and restoring America's transportation infrastructure. For the Asphalt Group, times are especially demanding. Roads throughout America are crumbling because of years of inadequate maintenance. At the same time, asphalt roads have been proven cost-effective to construct and maintain, and durable. So it's no surprise that demand for new products, both here and around the world, has skyrocketed. The group manufactures portable, relocatable, and stationary asphalt plants, applying creative thinking to a traditionally low-tech industry. Mark Harnett of Astec noticed a trend.
The CE came over from Europe, and all of a sudden we were faced with directives that we didn't understand. They were very gray, very bold, and the big part of all of it was really documentation. And all of a sudden you had to have a formal technical file that described the hazards and how you're going to protect people from it, and go into a 10 times the level of depth that we ever had to do before.
The machines which Astec builds require a high level of safety. After all, the hazards are significant. Burns, crushing, pinch points, electrical shock, just to name a few. Up until 2 years ago, all the safety required for these complex asphalt operations translated to complex wiring from station to station, and operators had limited or no feedback from the safety relays. Astec saw that simplification of the entire system would increase both safety and overall performance of their products.
The first thing we got into was doing distributed process control. Okay, and that was coming out with components that were shipped here from the U.S. They were pre-wired, and basically we could test as components. And we did it through Profibus. And the next thing that followed very quickly was ProfiSafe, which meant we could start to integrate safety right into the same structure and put it into the reporting of the system, and make it a whole lot easier to troubleshoot than having the old hardwire system that we used to supply before.
By integrating safety, Astec has realized some significant benefits, including cost-effective compliance, faster setup and commissioning, and extensive diagnostics.
What it really means is that we've opened up doors for our business in other countries, because if you go through and you look at like Australia, they're very, very similar to CE. Okay, it's almost a match. Japan is probably a little bit tougher even. But all the European countries and even some of the Central American countries now are conforming to using the European model as a role, and it just makes it a whole lot easier when you go in there and you can say, hey, I've got the most sophisticated control system and integrate safety and everything else with it.